Okay, so as I stated before, we are looking at Bernard Doff's game. I can't pronounce it right, obviously, that he submitted. He graduated last week, and then I told him to play a longer game. And what we can see is that he isn't able to play a longer game. And so this is really interesting. I did a video called The 2100 Trap. This guy is full in it. Interesting because, he's 2100 chess.com. He has a reasonable level of strength. But he's basically got to this level without ever thinking. And in this game, he's not able to think. And then he's going to be playing somebody who cannot think as well. So I'm now going to switch the template, but let's just bear this in mind. The main story of this game that we're reviewing here has nothing to do with the moves. It's that both players weren't thinking at all in this game. All right, so let's go game review, ba-bang, and I think I'm going to have to make a jadubi. Oh, man, that was so hard. That was so hard, buddy. All right, so ba-bang, ba-bang. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm not actually over it, but, we're just going to carry on. So, again, it's all this stuff you're saying would seem reasonable to me if it wasn't for the time. All right, so here we go. Bishop c4, I think, is a good example of somebody who maybe got to this level here who doesn't actually have much chess skill. And they don't need it if they're just playing quick games. Because bishop c4 runs directly into e6, and then they're going to get whacked. So castles, you whack him. So he's lost a tempo. And now he frees your bishop on c8. So let the good times roll. I think objectively, we deserve to be winning this position, but I actually have some experience with this, and it's probably only just a little bit better for black. Check. Okay, so here we go. Let me look at this thing here. Yeah. I have seen a very similar game to this, so I'm wondering about this a little bit. So he talks about bishop e6. That's very weird because I feel like I have seen this before. I have seen this game before. Hold on. Wait, I've seen this before. I think I looked at this last week. All right, bishop a4. So, it's funny. I really feel like I've seen this before. Yeah, I've seen this before. Wait, I've seen this before, Bernard Doff. I looked at this last week because I remember that position, and I remember talking about bishop g4 being incorrect because you're just encouraging f3. Yeah, and f3 is weird, or rather, it helps control your knight. So when you say computer says it's right, I think it's talking about bishop d6. Makes a lot of sense. Basically, this position is winning for you because the white's piece's development is so poor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know I covered this. I feel a little weird. So maybe, Bernard, you can get in touch with me. Maybe you actually, my guess is you submitted this game, and it's because our notification system is so slow that then I looked at it in your graduation. I'm guessing. That's my guess. In any case, I'm happy to look at another game. Or even look more deeply at these annotations. It feels like you did more work on the annotations that I saw from last week. So, okay, we're going to skip to the graduation show. I might come back to this at some point. Maybe Bernard will show up in the chat. We'll see how it goes. All right. Let's go. Dojo Training Program. And I'm not going to, as I said earlier, I am not going to finish today. I have to go do something, but I will be back tomorrow. And maybe if Bernard writes me, I could continue looking at that game if that's something he'd like to do. Next up, we got JL. Not next up, first up is JL. Now, something that's interesting is maybe we fix the game's annotated thing. That would be really cool. So this would tell me right away how many games they have annotated, just looking at it like this, which is going to make the grads show a lot easier and hopefully more fun. So JL arrived at the dojo, and as is typical, he's making amazing progress. Dude is ready to graduate again. Look at that. He's ready to graduate again. So we got a game. See, here it says 2, so now I don't know. I don't know if our system is right yet. Anyways, let's go over here. Oh, you know what it is, actually? I think the system is right, because I asked it to tell me games, recent games that were annotated. And indeed, there's only one recent game here. So maybe it is going to work. If we look here at a time graph, we can see that white played much too fast and we played slower. Good. You are going to play mini chumps who move too fast. Okay. Frisky. Knight c3. Knight c6. Okay. So what we're seeing here is that you're not sensitive to what's attacking what. Okay. So here, a reasonable move, for example, would be either to push or to take. Because now he's going to whack you. He could have whacked you with tempo with e takes d5. All right, you develop your queen. Good. Good. Okay. And you took. Fine. Fine. d4. This does not seem right because this pawn is loose. That doesn't seem right. Now, all of a sudden, you're up a pawn. So, what's happening? Your opponent's moving too quick, and they're hanging things. Okay. Okay. Fine. Uh-oh, we blew it. So it wasn't fine. Kraai, you were wrong. You were wrong. D3, oh my God. Now, all right, we're hanging all of our coconuts. Let's slow it down for a second. So, rook e1, we can go anywhere. Queen h4, maybe this is a good move, but we got to, keep in contact with our pawn. So if nothing else, like here, protect your coconut. He's a nice coconut. They get a developing move, and that's a blunder because of this. So amazingly, your opponent's going to make a lot of mistakes, already has, but bishop e7 is a good move. Only now, on d3, all they got to do is take here. Maybe, they're still, just take there and then rook e8 next. All right, you took. Hard to know what that does. Check to the miserable king. And then he whacks you. Okay, so one sad thing there is you're playing somebody who is moving instantaneously. And unfortunately, we lost him. So it hurts our dojo pride. It hurts our dojo pride. Hello, Dom. So what we want to say is you're doing good with the time. Your sense of development seems good. But you are missing what is attacking what. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hit the reviewed button there. And let's continue. Next up, we have Marco. Marco has 3 games annotated. This is the new system that's working. I think it's working out fine here. We're going to give Marco a follow here. Joined fairly. No, it's not recent. He's just come back to being active. All right. So, 459. Beautiful. Let's see if we do have some games. And this is our most recent game. All right, so no time is given. What that probably means is that when you imported the game from wherever you imported it from, you didn't get the timestamps with it. So, JW, I am back. So, Dom asks, one question for the settings part of when we analyze our games. Are we allowed to select request sensei review, and how does that look like? So, you can absolutely suggest do the request sensei review. Hockey Chess Dude is here. Nice. And that's something that it's fine to do, and we're working. Actually, the problem has been that we haven't been getting like it's kind of hidden from the sensei, so a lot of times we don't know about it, but we're fixing that, and it's fine to do that, and we'll take a look at any game that you put up in there. So yeah, very cool way to get a quick look at one of your games from one of the sensei here. All right, let's get into this game. So, opens your bishop. Now, notice that, breaking the bishop, refuses to develop his minors. Good move, poor move, not developing. Good. And then now the queen should go somewhere else. Instead, he goes right back in the bishop's face. Castles, poor move. Why? Not developing. Knight d7, I would prefer rook e8. It's time to put a rook over here and start looking at that situation. That doesn't make any sense. That's pretty weird. Good move. There it is. Fine. Oh, that's not it. Bishop e2 for sure. Knight g4. I think that's fine. f3. Check to the miserable king. Check to the miserable king, and it's mate, baby. Oh, that's what he deserves for not developing his pieces. White is going down, Hockey Chess Dude says. That's right. He's going down. Absolutely going down. Okay. Well done. Now we got DC Hansen, who's just been graduating all the time. Let's see what DC says. I continue to see and feel really great progress in seeing the board, setting/avoiding tactical traps, and generally becoming a stronger chess player. I'm also starting to get a little more appreciation awareness for strategic ideas. Still lots to learn, but it's awesome to keep seeing the progress. I need to improve my clock management, particularly in classical games. When you see a good move, look for a better one is a quote I constantly tell myself, but still struggle to put into practice. I do a lot of planning while an opponent is on the clock, and I think sometimes it translates into moving too fast when my own turn comes. I'll continue to work on this. Okay. So you can see DC has done a lot of recent games. And look at this. Ba-bam! He's putting in the work. DC Hansen's putting in the work. All right, that's beautiful. Let's just read what he's saying here. Good. All right, we'll take a look at a game here. And here's a recent game. Oh, there it is. There it is. Is it time to do the spiel? Let's give him the spiel, guys. The spiel. To make 1,000 dojo, that's about 1250 chess.com, you need 3 skills. The most important is having a grip on the board, seeing what attacks what. We just finished in our live classes for February, a class on board visualization. It was for the under 1,000 group. I designed it to be about helping people like this see what attacks what. Number 2 is time usage, and that's what we're talking about here. It's not just you, but players around this level, especially if you're playing them online, will generally not use their time. It's as if this were, I don't know, what, a 5-minute game, a 10-minute game? Yeah. Using your time is going to be what helps you make better moves. It's also a muscle, though, so you should understand it's going to take a little bit of practice to get you to the state where you can move slower. And finally, number 3, we call it development, bringing your people out. That is the least consequential of those 3. However, it is the easiest to learn of those 3. All right, here we go. Fine move so far. No, bishop g4 is fine. Bishop e6 is a little weird. I would have preferred bishop f5. Fine. Okay. Okay. And now just giving up his knight. I hope you said thank you. Now you're up a piece. Good. So that's what I'm saying. They're going to give up stuff. Fine. Now I should say, I'm going to take it back a little bit. It's a little frisky to castle because knight b5 is looking at you. So the simple way would be to play like e6 and bishop d6. Your path to progress is take their pieces like you've done, then consolidate the position and trade the stuff off like e6, bishop d6. So knight b5 would, I mean, you're still winning because you're up a piece, but you'd have to play something maybe a little nasty like knight e8. Good. Good. That ain't it. Bang! Oh, that ain't it. Oh, welcome to the dojo. Maybe you should move slower next time. Oh, give me that one too. Just taking it all. Just give me all of it. Uh-oh. Well, there it is. Ah, the irony here is that this is the longest I looked at any move the whole game. Now you're still winning. We're still winning. We just got to play bishop takes c6. Oh, no. And now what? Now we have to start all over. But this person, they just love to give it all to us. I don't know. There we go. Good. It's my tick. Yeah. This person was just giving away all their coconuts. All of their coconuts. Okay. Now, why is he resigning here? I don't know. In any case, you will have many games like that on your path to 1,000, right? Both the fact that they're not using time and the fact that they are just hanging their pieces. It will get slowly harder. Okay, good, DC Hansen. He's graduated a bunch. Next up, we have the famous player, PLNR3. Plays a lot of dojo games. I've seen several of his games. So he says, the voice channel within the Discord have been invaluable. I recommend everyone in the program take advantage of it. Right, so, I just finished this video today about group classes. It just hit me. It was like, because we started these group classes, that in general, group classes are better than working alone. With the caveat that everybody in the group has to actually want to be there. So we have at the dojo, the group classes started off really successful. But if you can't afford that, or for whatever reason you don't have the time, these voice channels, as well as different groups that are set up throughout the dojo, are free, easy to access. And we have loads of players doing that. Okay, so here's PL. He probably means something, PL and R3. I don't know what he means, but it means something. And he's progressing very well here. Look at this work. The man is putting in the work, and yeah, he's trying to do 9 hours a week and basically hitting it every time. So very impressive. Does PL say something about yourself? He's in the Lifting Heavy Things Club. I also did a video yesterday, all these things will take a while to come out, about this club and the fact that people who are lifting heavy stuff, they seem to be making progress faster than other people. I don't know. Anyways, 58 members, they are the one club that is really flying up, especially on a per capita level. All right, so here we go. He's got all kinds of games. And let's look at this one here. All right. So, beautiful time graph. Beautiful. Really well done. Now, I don't know if you guys can notice this, but we have a new icon. You can tell me if you can read it or not. He's a sloth. He's a sloth. And, especially at this level, we want people to be sloths. That is your dream, to become a sloth. That just means that you are able to think longer. Okay, so let's get into it. A little weird, of course, that you're like he's saying I'm doing the perk. Yeah, you're kind of doing the perk or Pierce if you want to be fancy. But your opponents are going to do such weird things that it's not really like you're doing the Pierce. You're just bringing out your people. Frisky, not developing. All right. I would have preferred castling just because you're blocking your bishop, but you're doing fine. Okay, so now c5. Fine. You could think even about e5. All right. Now definitely take that thing. And I think he's in big trouble when you take because your knight is going to go and whack the queen. That's a little weird. I would say it's weird because it might not actually get open on the e file. Unclear still. He castles, no fear. I think you should still take on d4. You go over here, fine. I like, besides rook e8, I like your development in general. And you will play people, as we've said before, who do not develop. Now, this is a crime. That's the one you should feel bad about. That's the one you should be like, I wish I hadn't done it. And you should say maybe in your notes why. And just in general, think about it this way. It's not just about developing your pieces at this point. There's vicious attacks going on both sides of the board. And who's ever going to get there faster is going to win the game. So h6 doesn't actually slow white down, first of all. And second of all, it's going to create some weaknesses for him to more easily come at you. Okay. So, is it possible to turn up the mic volume? You know, I was feeling like I had a mic problem earlier today, too. But my mic is all the way cranked. I think maybe I'm a little away from the mic. I might be a little away from the mic. I'll try to do better. There we go. So, all right, let's get back to it. H6. So what would be better? Well, you take and put your knight out. This knight is the one who needs to move, by the way. He needs to move so this guy does some stuff. Maybe we get the rook over here. All right, bishop g2. I don't like that move. And there's some kind of blockage happening about why you're not taking on d4. I don't know what it is, but something's blocking you. And now you like this move, c4. You say it's equal. I mean, I just think it's a mess. That's what I think. Queen d2. Knight fd7. I prefer you took because your bishop wants to be on that long diagonal. Now, maybe you should tack on on c3 here, because the bishop over here is really going to be discombobulated. f5, in principle, a good move. He wants to open you up. Now, actually, Hockey Chess Dude was talking about romantic chess, and this is truly a romantic move here. I see this all the time. Look, the rook... You only want to do this if this rook is actually going to do something on the h file. Probably not. This rook on the d file is already doing a lot of stuff, so put that rook there, buddy. All right, so now we get some trades. White's better. e5, I don't understand. And now the analysis has stopped, unfortunately. I don't know why. Now here, we're making him look good with his rook. Unfortunately, we're making him look good with the rook. Oh, yeah, brutal. Oh, he's coming at us. Oh, now we got whacked. So, for the annotations, you can see here on the right. Actually, let me go to the good old game review tab just so we look at it. You can see on the right that he's kind of stopped. I think he thinks this is a big mistake, and while it's true that white is better here, this isn't resignable. We got move this knight somewhere. You know, how about we put him here, for example, guard the pawn, get ready to do this kind of thing. We're not dead yet. It's not time to resign. Yeah. Okay. So that was PLNR3, and now we got another guy who's graduating all the time. This is Ned Stark's Ghosts. And he says, I'm really pleased with myself graduating again after about 6 weeks. My main goals have been to use my time and focus on developing. Good. Where I feel I've got a lead in development, I've done my best to win tempi and just make simple improving moves. Another thing is putting a lot more effort into annotating and reviewing my games, finding alternate moves, and trying to understand if my position is good or bad rather than just narrate my thoughts during the game. Also been doing more First Chess Workbook, which is very good, and anybody on the fence should go for it. The Open Classical has been fun. The games have felt serious and difficult, which is perfect for improving. I've started going to my local chess club every Tuesday, playing casual games in the developing players session. I want to know what club you're in. I have beaten regular club members, so I'm hoping I can start competing for the club in the local league and get into OTB. Being around people who love chess has been great, and I'd highly recommend others try it. The main thing, though, has been trusting Jesse when he says, don't bother studying openings below 1,000. It's the grad show speech. He is dead right that it won't be the reason you win or lose. Development, grip, and thinking are the way more important. Yeah. So, for the game review, I will do it. Fischer 3. Good. So, ba-boom. So he's Wales. He's got a club in Wales. Nice. Now I wonder if that's that, what are they called? The White Knights or something like that are in Wales. Let's see his clubs real quick. Chess in Wales. No, there's a different Wales club. It's very specific, but he's not part of that. Okay, beautiful. Let's go games. He's got a bunch. Fischer 3. Played a couple days ago. Beautiful. So, ooh, look at that time graph. 30 plus 30. That's heartening to see. So, when we think about Ned Stark's ghost, he's, at least for this one game, he's doing very well with thinking. And notice here he's playing on an increment. So what you see at the end there is he's comfortable just making a move every 30 seconds. That's a skill. All right, here we go. Game review. And let's get into it. Little weird, it's okay. Fine, your move's fine. Fine. Poor, not developing. Little weird, bishop d7. So the thing you need to focus on is finding some way to fix this knight. And now when you play bishop d7, it's going to get a little awkward, right? c6, even though it's a pawn move, is pretty reasonable. Even c5 is a thought to have the pawn do something for you. So for example, c5, knight c6, c6 is fine too. Okay, I like that move. Could have done that move last move too. Okay. c4. I don't think that's a mistake. It's an interesting decision, honestly. And he blows it immediately. This is how they're decided at this level, right? Thank you very much. Good. Good. That can't be wrong. That looks tasty. Check to the miserable king. Simple chess, yeah. Good. Simple chess. Queen f6. Okay. So this is about grip. You're missing that the pawn is hanging. Your opponent does think for a while and then plays f4. Let's see if you protected it. Now, why is this a mistake, though? I don't think this is a mistake. No, that can't be a mistake, bishop f5. He's got to play e4. And then just take it. Just take it on e4. Ah! Just take that thing. That's ours. Now, things are getting weird. Like, because there he could have played knight takes d5. Things are getting weird. How about we take on f4? Good. Now we're just crushing him here. Check to the miserable queen. Thank you very much. Simple chess. Very simple. Now we're just going to try to close it out here. Very nice. Rook e1. And you talk about queen e3. I also just like c3 or something, you know. All right. I don't mind rook e1, honestly, though. Now, just take on b1. He's not doing anything to you over there. All right. Good. Good. And now it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah. And what I like about this game is that he clearly understood the principles of what we talk about in the grad show, implementation. And bishop h7 was weird, and bishop d7 was weird. And hanging the pawn was the worst of it, but clearly much better than his opponent. So we expect Ned Stark to graduate Mas. You know, he's going to look at that. Here's his rating graph. He's going up and up. That's a beautiful rating graph. Okay. Next up, we got Boring Pouring. Doesn't have any games. And so one of the things that I want to do to make my life a little easier and the grad show a little bit more fun is I don't have more of a full system yet, but obviously I'm not going to see if they have games. And this, I guess, you know, maybe if they have a little bit of stuff, I'll go take a look. Beautiful graph. We want him to have some games, and I think, yeah, I see he's not a lot of work done here. So Boring Pouring, hopefully we will see more of you, get some games soon. Jay Ham is in a similar situation. He says, took a short break, but back with a clear head. Still have to catch up with earlier cohort tasks. Quick question, how to optimize a 4 to 6 hour daily split between games, tactics, studying. So, Jam, let's go to your profile real quick. When we go to your training plan, it's telling you what to do. So if you want to do 6 hours, you can tell it you want to do 6 hours a day, and it'll tell you what to do. Ned Starts Ghost is in the chat. Good. Yeah, so that's how to do it. Let's give him a follow here. And of course, we want you to get some games in. Now, here's interesting. See, this thing has showing games. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Now I'm confused. See, because this view says he doesn't have games, and I thought the no games meant that he didn't have recent games. But this is definitely recent. Maybe he put it in like at the last second. I gotta do this. We have a dev situation to make this work, and this is clearly some kind of fluke. I think he must have put it in after he put in his graduation. In any case, let's go take a look at this bad boy. So, here's our time graph. Looks great. Looks very good. All right, let's go game review. This is called, this is a famous gambit. I think it deserves to lose by force, but it's actually maybe not that bad. At this level, though, I would say don't do it, buddy. Fine. Fine. Now bishop b4 is definitely the better move. At least put some pressure on you. Now d6. Okay, you're doing great. Poor move, not developing. Also now you have an interesting option of playing bishop c4, which would really look inside the black position. Bishop takes c6 also looks good. That's passive, though. Not developing. Not developing. Knight g5 comes to mind, followed by f4. e4. And nice move. Very nice tactic. Now we're just winning a piece. And he developed your queen. I hope you said thank you. a4, good. Oh, I like that move a lot. You could have also played AB. Go, F4, very nice. Look at this power move he's doing to this guy. Let's end him. This is great. Oh, nice moves. Oof. It was already a hard life, though. Yeah. And now we're wiping him up. Very impressive play, honestly. I thought that was really well played. And here I don't care if you take long. I really don't. Great. That was well done. Also, it gives you a sense, and people maybe watching too, of what it means to play good chess at this level. Like, they're not going to develop, but both you and this guy did do reasonably well with the clock, right? Your opponent kind of stopped thinking actually around move 20, but still, I'll show it here. You can see that blue line. He kind of gets tired and stops putting up firm resistance. Yeah. So good. I thought that was a great game, Jayham. All right. Now, he's back. He's back, and he just wants me to say balls. That's all he really wants. MD Knight, good to see you back. All right. So, McBalls. I originally decided to take a rest, then consolidate after reaching 800, but after hearing what Sensei Kraai said on the last graduation show about the 3 things I needed to reach 1,000, and I have instead decided to push to 1,000 as I more or less got the hang of those. It's also a prettier number. Well, okay. Well, where are you, Mr. Hockey Chess Dude? So here's McBalls. He started, and now he's just crushing this here. He's in Saudi Arabia. My student Jamil actually moved to Dubai, and then just last night caught a plane out. So, pretty hectic situation. All right, so here we go with Mr. McBalls here. He loves that I say McBalls. I made him do a Saudi Arabia dojo. So far, we just got one. He's into lifting heavy things. Look for that vid coming out soon. All right, now McBalls. What game do we got here? It's got to be this one from 3-1 because you've been graduating every time. Massachusetts, yeah. And then when he went back to Massachusetts, that's when we've seen him less. He was more active, the Hockey Chess Dude, in the dojo before going to Massachusetts where it's so cold. Oh, man, so cold. All right, so here we go. This is McBalls. Oh, and this is a very typical thing. Now, the first thing we want to say is McBalls has a beautiful time graph here, and his opponent's very typical for when we're playing players at this level, right? So as he said, it's 3 things. One of them is using your time, and your opponents at this level generally will not. You get exceptions, but, in general, no. All right, I'm going to close my eyes when he plays F4. I'm not going to say anything. So, 85. Okay. Good. Fine. I would have preferred castling, so we get rookie 1 threats, but okay. Fine. Weird. So what are we seeing? We're seeing somebody who's not developing. So basically, McBalls was obsessed with castling long and has achieved it, and it looks like a beautiful position. That isn't it. And then he blows it, playing impulsively. Welcome to the dojo. Check. Garde. Fine. I think bishop e5 is fine. I'm not worried about that. Good move, exclam. And he should at least play knight c6 if he didn't resign earlier. He can at least play knight c6 here. Okay, so best chess. Yeah, he didn't play too well. He also didn't think. So Saleh McBalls is a good example of a guy who's just following what we're saying on this grad show and slaying. Hockey Chess Dude, I was more active in the dojo when the dojo was more active on Twitch. That's an interesting thought. Are we more... I still do this once a week. Were we more active on Twitch? I guess so. Twitch is also... I would be interested in how you feel about this, Hockey Chess Dude. It feels to me like Twitch is kind of dying. You know? It feels like Twitch itself was a bigger thing. Back when. But okay, I hear you. What's wrong with the King's Gambit? F4 is not a developing move, my friend. That's what's wrong. But otherwise, we're not saying anything about it. I closed my eyes when it happened. Okay? I closed my eyes, McBalls. I closed my eyes. All right, let's keep going. I don't have that much time left. Again, I'm going to do... more tomorrow. David B says, I love logical chess move by move. And what I want to say about that actually is this Friday, I'm starting with our Dojo Live classes, a class on logical chess move by move. This has been the book that I feel we get the most positive feedback on. And also, it was linked statistically, when we did this a couple years ago, to the most improvement for any requirement. So, yeah, I'm denied chess on... Well, I don't know if chess on Twitch was ever financially solvent. It was never for us. It was like we're growing the platform a little bit, but we never really made any money on it, you know. Yeah. All right. David B., let's go take a look. Just joined. He is flying up. Look at that. Big commitment, 1125 USCF. Beautiful. Great to see, too, an OTB rating. As we go up the ladder, we'll certainly see more and more people using their OTB. SoCal, okay. And let's see, he's got a game in here fairly recently. It would be great if we could get a OTB game in here for you. Oh, look at that one, maybe. Maybe we need to get a negative rating, you know? We might need a negative rating for this, but it's too intense when it goes up like that. Yeah, that's a real... That might be one of the worst ones I've ever seen. So I'm going to spend longer looking at this game. He definitely spent longer looking at it than was ever done playing the game. All right. Let's leave that time graph open just so we can all stare at it. This is why McBalls is crushing, because these people aren't thinking. And, okay, look what he says. I don't mind playing against the Evans Gambit. So these people, man, they're like studying the Evans Gambit and stuff, but they don't know how to think yet. Here we go. Boom. Boom. And he even knows the theory. This is a very highfalutin move. So he studied this. And now he doesn't know what to do. Now he doesn't know, dude. He doesn't know. Oh, God. All of that for nothing. So yeah, knight f6 isn't a good move because e5 and cd both are, gaining white a lot of space. White doesn't understand. He memorized this whole thing, but he doesn't understand what it's about and doesn't develop. And this lets us castle. And now he's going to blow a whole pawn. Thank you very much. And blow that one. And here we are. Yeah. So you're doing great. You're doing great. Never, don't worry about the openings. Let me just say, without explaining it, I will tell you that the Evans Gambit and this position been studied extensively by, like, in the late 1800s. And they came up with this beautiful fact that castles is now the best move. And it's obviously not the most intuitive thing. So this is some dark sauce, but he doesn't get it at all. At all. Plays knight g5. Oh, God. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Thank you very much. And now, thank you. And now we're just up a bunch of pawns. Now, d6 seems fine to me. I like this d5 move. All right. So he's messing with our business limit. Fine. Go away. Fine. Thank you very much. You could have also played bishop f5 there. Fine. Good move. And now if he wants to trade, now we just have to knock him out. Now, a6 doesn't seem right. You're still winning, but the simple move is, of course, just to take his coconut and say thank you very much. Good. Good. No, he wants to trade. That's fine. E5 is fine. We want to develop your king, though. Good. Good. Now you bring the king in. That's great. Thank you very much. Good. Trade it off. Do some fancy pants. Start moving downtown. Good moves. Good moves. Oh, beautiful. You're playing this well. Look at this. Goodbye. Rook f1 was mate, but okay. Okay, so, my friends, that was fascinating. We have people here who are learning deep theory at the rating of 1209, which I think is like a Lee chess rating or something. And then playing moves like knight g5 after that. And then there's three things. Three things we need to make for Dojo 1000. Three things. Studying that hectic thing was not it. All right. I think I got one more in me and then I got to run. Chop says, I'm truly happy about this graduation. Last November, I reached the required rating to move up. Instead of pressing the button, I went to drop more than 100 points. That stretch was really tough. I even considered quitting chess, but I stayed, I rebuilt, I recovered. The biggest change for me in this cohort has been developing the discipline to consciously check for checks, captures, and threats after every opponent move and after my candidate moves. Sounds simple, but turning it into a consistent habit has been challenging. It's still a work in progress, but it's now a core part of how I approach my games. He also made a jump to 60-30. Shout out to my all-woman team, the Chick Mates. That's pretty good. One small suggestion for the program. When training materials are tied to a specific format, such as a Chessable course, it would be great to see alternative resources, such as a book recommendation and vice versa. Different formats for different people. Fair. It's a little it's harder to do than it might seem, but yeah, it's fair. So, please analyze this game. Can do. So let's just copy and paste that bad boy. We're going to go take a look at Chop. And then I got to run. So, originally from Spain. Jetzt in Deutschland. So, all right, cool. Become a decent chess player. Wait a second, Chop. Wait a second, Chop. Do you know about the Late to Chess podcast? Because they talk about decent chess player all the time. And DCP. There's some kind of connection there. I don't know what it is yet, but she's onto it. And she is working. She is working real good here. Whoa. Dang. That's some really good work being done. Yeah, she's getting it done. A little bit over 7. You can tell she's pushed it to the 7 hours. Yeah, making it very impressive. So we're going to see Chop more. Yeah, really nice. Really nice. Okay, let's take a look at this game. All right. So, time graph. We're going to see there, we can see that both players stopped thinking at a certain point. Also notice that the dojo player did much better than the non-dojo player. Let's put it in game review. All right. So she says, I'm out of book. And it makes sense. There's not a developing move, 95. Good. And you say it's a mistake. And it is a little scary because you're allowing bishop b5. And you were traumatized enough by bishop b5 that you then thought that bishop f5 was a mistake. I get that it's scary. Knight f6 is the most flexible. I don't want you to play a6, though, because that's not a developing move. Good move. It's getting frisky here. e6. Oh, it's getting hot. Queen a4. And you say rook c8 is a double question mark. And instead you play knight e7. Good. Amazing. Okay. Knight c3. White has all their pieces attacking me and I'm frozen. But you get to play a6. You're not frozen. You're still doing okay, I think. Knight g6. Good. You're untangling. Develop. And you're free. You've made it to freedom. Now you say white's better here. I don't know. I'm not that impressed. I think your bishop on g6 is amazing. The knight on c3, not so impressive. I think you're doing fine. Good. Good. And now you play queen c7. Now, if there is a challenge, I do think it's a challenge to know, like, what do we do now? And I'm not sure I have an easy answer. The problem, of course, is whenever we play e5, we're getting kind of whacked. Now, you'd like to play e5. And so a very basic question is, could you? Could you play e5 anyway? I think the answer is yes. We want to do it because we want to free our guys. So now if pawn takes, bishop takes, I don't think they can take because this coconut's hanging and I'm threatening d4. So that's the kind of thing we want to look for. All right. So queen c7. Now this really scares me because some kind of b5 is going to hurt us. Yeah. Knight a5. Now they are better. These two bishops have been sitting here eating popcorn, enjoying the movie. That's why we needed something like e5 earlier. All right, bishop e7. And now they find a very good move. That's a hard one to see. Boom. Very nice tactic on their part. Boom, boom. And you say you miss knight a2. Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, position's very difficult now. Let's just say I don't think it would save you, but bishop takes c3 is an interesting shot at survival. And now b6. Now we are in deep, deep doo-doo. And now a5. It's a hard life, so it's hard for me to call a5 a double question mark. So obviously it allows knight b5, but you know, this is a hard one right here. This is a hard life. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're in trouble, obviously. Dang. Yeah. Okay. Now, by the way, I think your opponent played pretty well. You know, there were some things I didn't like what they did, but I thought they played pretty well. So don't feel bad about that one. All right, my friends, I got to get out of here. Was not able, because of stupid restream, to get as much done as I wanted to. But we're going to raid somebody here. Got loads of people to raid. Let's raid the Chess Bras.